Josh Allen and the Bills trying to stop Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs from going to a third straight Super Bowl, being the first three-peat in NFL history. Gonna be a tall order. And Steve, it is not easy, no matter who you are, to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It is a tall order. There are a few things that the Bills need to accomplish in this game. Just looking at an offensive standpoint right now, the Bills need to buy into Josh Allen. Josh Allen is what has gotten them there. Josh Allen is the sole reason this team is even on the trajectory that they're currently on. And not so much from a legacy comparison standpoint, but very much going to be like LeBron in 2018, where it is just him and everybody else, and you got to follow suit. He needs 250 in the air. He needs 45, 50 plus on the ground, multiple touchdowns. And everyone just needs to be like, okay, what does Josh want from me? What does Josh need from me? And make sure that I am doing my respective part. Josh Allen is the reason that they have gotten to this spot. It has not been from everybody else. Receivers have had less than half the season so far with games of 80 yards receiving. Less than half. So it's not like he's throwing it out there to guys he can really trust on. When Josh Allen has these monster games with, say he has 250 yards throwing, in those games, 4-4. This is the playoffs. This is not regular season. This is just straight up the playoffs. 45 plus rushing yards. What's their record? 4-3. 60% completion percentage. What's their record? 4-2. So the Bills, when they are behind Josh Allen, when they are running Josh Allen's game plan and they are doing things to his system, I guess I should say, they obviously have great success. 17 touchdowns to 4 interceptions in his career. In the playoffs, 238 yards a game, specifically against Patrick Mahomes. Steve, as I mentioned, I mean, it's not easy going up against the Chiefs, but if they can just get behind Josh and let him do what he does best and cook, certainly a chance to move on to the Super Bowl.
Cam, everything that you just said, I can't argue with. But as we all know, defense wins championships. Mm-hmm. Let me just paint a picture for you here real quick. In Josh Allen's 3 games against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs, as you said, he's 0-3. Let me tell you how Josh Allen played in all 3 of those games. Because as you saw me earlier taking some notes, I wrote down something that you said. And you said in order for them to win this game, that he would need 250 yards and multiple touchdowns. In the first game, they lost 24-38. Josh Allen had 287 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, with 88 rushing yards, and only had 1 turnover. That sounds like a great game to me. How much better can Josh Allen do than that? All right, let's go on to the second game he played against the Chiefs in the playoffs. He had 329 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 11 carries for 68 yards, and they lost 42-36. So, man, what more can Josh Allen do? In game 3, he had a little bit of a down game. 186 passing yards, 1 touchdown, but 12 carries for 72 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns with no turnovers. And they lost 27-24. The Bills' defense needs to step up and put their big boy pants on. Because even if Josh Allen plays at that level, historically, the Bills have shown that they're not able to stop Patrick Mahomes. So let's dive into that a little bit. How do you stop Patrick Mahomes? How do the Bills find a way on defense to win this game? Well, the first thing that they need to do is they need to find a way to stop Patrick Mahomes' best weapon in these games, which has been Travis Kelce. In those 3 games previously mentioned, Travis Kelce had 13 catches for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns, 8 catches for 96 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 catches for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. Surprisingly, Patrick Mahomes has thrown for 8 touchdowns in those 3 games against the Bills. 5 of them have gone to Travis Kelce. So the common denominator is stopping the connection between Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Because if that is where the bulk of their scoring is coming from, is directly that connection, then all the Bills need to do is find a way to bracket him, double him, and prevent him from getting the ball. He's the one that is hurting them in these games. The way that the Bills win this game against the Chiefs and find a way to finally get over the hump is they need to stop the connection between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. You stop that connection, Buffalo, you will find yourself in the Super Bowl.
And unfortunately for Buffalo, though, they are the most prolific playoff combo in history. Like, that is such an easier thing said than done to stop Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's...
And, Steve, we have all this conversation to say this. I mean, let's go on the record. Both of us believe that the Chiefs are going to win this game. We both believe it's a winnable game for the Bills. Like, it's not like it's out of the question. If Josh Allen loses this game, which, like we just said, we're assuming he will, does it do anything for his legacy? Do we look at him like after this Lamar game, we kind of said, this maybe now it's too much that we can't ignore it. At this point, if Josh Allen loses, do we start saying something?
The narrative is being written and the writing's on the wall. Nobody said it yet is the problem. And as I've said before, even Peyton Manning found a way to beat Tom Brady in the playoffs. Like, the great quarterbacks find a way to get it done. So does it? We'll let the viewers speak for themselves. I don't want to speak too quickly, but I think that there's a pattern if it happens again this year.
So if the Chiefs move on to the Super Bowl, like, do you, like I said, do you look at him differently, or do you think it doesn't matter? Not does it matter, but it doesn't move the needle?
I'm not going to look at him differently per se, but it definitely, there's a taste. There's an aftertaste. There's going to start to be an aftertaste because it's going to start, okay, if not now, then when?
I think it would mean more for Mahomes. Like, you would think Mahomes' legacy, like, if he loses, what's the big deal? He's got all his other stuff. I think if he loses, that starts a bigger conversation, or it has more weight than if Josh loses. It's
Correct.
not like we haven't seen this from Josh. It's not like this would be new or unprecedented territory. Yeah. And like you always, you bring this up with DeMar DeRozan a lot. Like, he just ran to LeBron every year. Like, what do you want the guy to do? So I don't think it moves the needle a whole lot. It's gonna be I said this to you yesterday that I'm upset that we weren't doing the show to have this out there. The AFC is playing for the Super Bowl. Like, before the season started, I thought it was going to be the winner was going to be out of the AFC. And now I think if you asked anybody on the planet who out of the 4 teams who's winning the Super Bowl, it's the Chiefs or the Bills. Yeah. I don't think anyone truly believes that the NFC teams have a chance to beat whoever comes out of the AFC. But yeah, it's all good.
And no, I will completely validate. Cam has been saying this since before week 1. I vividly remember the phone call because he says, Steve, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think anybody in the NFC is competing for a championship this year.
It's exactly what I said.
Were you wrong?
No, I was not. I really was not. So, yeah, going to be a good one. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, part 4. We'll see who comes out on top. Probably going to be Mahomes. Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.